episode 8. Kahlee. Ooh. I am so happy. I'm so glad this is episode 8. Almost to double digits. I'm hoping by now everybody gets the intro and hears it, and they're like, "Oh shit, that's a really good intro, man. That's really fucking dope." And then they hear that part, and they're like, "It's pretty." Like just like me, just like how I just did it, and everybody's like in the room with me when it's not only just myself and it's not Ashley right here in front of me just watching me as I do this, and it's pretty fucking weird. But I feel good. This feels like a good day. It's a Tuesday. I usually post Mondays, but yesterday we had our anniversary and it was fucking nice. 7 years together. High five for that. That's right. I don't know if you heard it, but that was a high five. And 3 years of marriage. That's pretty fucking... Yeah, there you go. Another high five. That's good for us. Shout out to us, because we're fucking awesome. Right? That's okay. Yesterday, we went to Monday Night Raw at the Staples Center. We had level 301 seats. You want to tell the story? You want me to tell this? Okay, I tell the story. We went to Staples Center, and we were walking in through the doors. And we felt like fucking G's because I had my Bullet Club shirt on. You had your Dean Ambrose shirt on. And it just felt great. Like we were just walking in like nothing. Like fucking G's. Like Stone Cold, like in the fucking Royal Rumble. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to fucking kill this shit. It just felt great. Then we see a StubHub booth right over there on that side. No, actually I was on that side. This side over here. It was just a big green screen. I was like, I want to take a picture with that just so we can have something. Like memories. Kind of cool. Get in line. All of a sudden, this woman comes up to the people in front of us, says something about some seats or something, right? And she then goes up to us, in which you say, come on, say it, because I forgot this part.
Asked me what level we were on, and I said 301.
So she asked what level we were at. We said 301. Then she said,
Would like to upgrade to a StubHub suite.
and then we said, of course we would. But immediately we were like, what's the catch? Because there's like no way she would just upgrade us like fucking like nothing. And then all of a sudden she upgraded us like nothing. We got the picture and we got the little tickets, and they said StubHub Suite level 840 something 43, and went all the way up. Scanned our thing. I think we were there was another person that, actually 3 people there. But we walked in and we were like, whoa. A fucking suite. And then we saw the view and we were like, whoa. And then we saw where we were gonna be, which was way the fuck up there. We were like, whoa. Like, whoa. No way that would this is like it's just it was awesome. It was great. Enjoyed a good night. Great night at Raw Los Angeles. Saw Sasha Banks win. We saw the Bullet Club in the beginning. Okay, I throw up my too sweet for that shit. That was awesome. It was too sweet, if you get it. But that was yesterday, and today's Tuesday. Happy anniversary. All right, that's enough. All right, today's Tuesday, and we have a lot of stuff going on. But before I get going, we have platformcollection.com. Shout out to you guys. Making all this stuff happening, making all this stuff work. Have Platform Collection. We have orchestrated. I'm not gonna do that. We have the Orchestrated Network. We have Mo2 Crew. We have the Masters of the Universe podcast, which I was trying to meet yesterday, but it was just too much. Too many people kind of fucked up my internet shit. Whatever. I'll see you guys later. 3D Beats. Shout out to you guys. Culture Sessions. Really Though podcast. Stereotypes with Cookie Bookie. We have Crappy Awesome with the guys. I don't even know who they are. We have On the Road with Life on the Road with 6Ds. Fuck you. I didn't know it. We have 2 Mix Hologram Radio, 2 Mix Hologram Show. Check that out. Subscribe to all that stuff. Go to the website. It's pretty fucking great. I'm on it like at least 4 times a day. It's pretty fucking great. It's good. I like it. And we have Kahlee. We have Kahlee 310. Sorry. We have Kahlee 310 today on the show, episode 8. He does a lot of stuff. Actually, he doesn't do that much stuff. I'm just playing. He does a lot of stuff. He does Proof of Life Radio, Status Escalate Podcast, Bars Weekly every week. He does a lot of cool shit. He's in Fresh State. He's in Fresh State. He has this monthly show, Hip Hop House, in San Diego. If you guys are in San Diego, go check that shit out. Hip Hop House. Heard the first one cracked. Heard the second one's gonna crack too. It's probably this week or next week. I forget. It's gonna crack though. Crack like parties and shit. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna crack like concrete. Got it? Get it? I know Kahlee's laughing at that. He's also a curator at platformcollection.com. So if you guys go over there and you're like, oh man, that's so fucking dope. He's putting me on all this shit. Yeah, that's him. That's Kahlee 310. That's at Kahlee 310 everywhere. He makes a brand out of his fucking name, guys. He's that dude. When I say every week, oh, hardest working man every fucking day. Yeah, that's him. That's the guy who we have on today. It's crazy how much this man works. He has 2 kids. He has a wife. He has a fucking home. It's amazing what he could do with so limited time. Like, just imagine if he didn't have a job. Like, how many other jobs would he have? He'd probably be a spaceman. Yeah, I said it, spaceman. Not even an astronaut. He would be a fucking spaceman. He'd be doing all this shit. He'd be probably making beats and making raps with all the aliens up there. That's what he would do, because he's that dude. He's one of those guys that just keeps working and working and working and working. Episodes after episodes, Status Escalate Podcast, Proof of Life Radio. He has the Hip Hop House in San Diego. He has bars weekly every week. He just does a lot of cool stuff, man. And it's just, I'm so happy that he's on the episode today. Episode 8, Kahlee. Ooh, feels so good. Shout out to platformcollections.com. Shout out to Stay Illuminated, being illuminated, staying everything, staying fresh. Shout out to Fresh Daily. Shout out to East of the River. Shout out to Ashley. Yeah, shout out to you. You're welcome. And of course, shout out to all of you that listen. But today, we have Kahlee. There's something about a nice cold beer
and a bunch of stuff to disguise the fact that the beer tastes like shit.
It's so good. That beer's so good.
Extra clamato in that, though.
I feel like I'm talking loudly, but I don't really know. Are you fine?
Right.
I know you're fine. You good.
Calm down, sir.
You just
Don't
do
That's true.
all the hip hop stuff. You got to wind it down now. Your family first name
Hi.
now.
Your face turned all different all of a sudden.
What do you mean? What?
Now it's like serious business, real talk.
Yeah, well, I have to be when I'm dealing with the award winner podcaster, with the guy who does like 8 podcasts,
Serious business.
the guy who does a lot of stuff,
I need
the
to get some of that
motherfucker,
stuff
the
out.
hardest working man I've mentioned in the podcast, guy who I always mention every intro.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get that one? I was drinking, but did you get it? No, I don't know. Do you listen to this? I don't even know if you listen to this.
I just listened to your intro so I could hear you say great
You're
things
like,
about me.
You're like, okay, good.
And I'm like, he probably won't mention me no more, so I don't really listen.
good. He's gonna once I hear my name. All right, good. Now I could go on with the Joe Rogan podcast or whatever you listen to. I feel like you probably listen to him, right?
Yeah, I definitely listen to Rogan.
What do you listen to?
Let me open up my phone right now.
Yeah, let's look at your
I'll tell you off top, like
your podcasters.
some weeks it's slow or I'm caught up or whatever.
I'm getting to the point where I have to find new ones, but I haven't found new ones.
I
yet.
look for new ones, but I have Audible. audibletrial.com/SEP if y'all want a free audiobook, by the way.
Hey.
But I'll go on there and I'll listen to audiobooks. The last couple, one of them is called Mindset.
Okay.
And then like another one is called Extreme Ownership. I mean, I got a bunch of other ones, but those are the last two, and one that like how to talk to your kids so they'll listen type shit. So it's just some of the shit in there is useful. Some of it is like, oh, come on, bitch. Shut your ass. That's white people shit. I mean, no diss, but
it's white people shit. Yeah, I get it.
sometimes that shit is just a stupid thing to say. Sometimes it's very accurate saying. But I'm sorry, man. I just ate, so it's all up in.
It's okay. I saw what you ate. Well, actually, I didn't because it was so quickly. It was so quickly devoured.
I get down, dude.
I was looking down at my phone, and then I looked back up, and it was like
brought you some,
the
you could've had
last
some.
few bites of. I don't know. I didn't want it. Once she added the green stuff, I was just like, all right, that's enough.
It's onions.
What was it?
Dude,
It
what
was.
are you talking
I don't
about?
like onions. That's why I don't like any of that stuff. She had what? She had eggs and rice,
It's
right?
fried rice, dude.
She had eggs and rice in it, right?
First of all, full disclosure, we start the day off with Jamba Juice,
Okay.
and this food gets. I buy him an acai bowl, and
No, in full disclosure, I have to say that I
And a
don't.
grass.
I've never been to Jamba Juice.
and a grass shot.
I've never
I was like, you ever
had
a
any of that
wheatgrass
stuff.
Because it's like 10. He picks me up. I'm like, you ever had a wheatgrass shot? He's like, no. And I do those. I don't really like them, but I do them. They feel good. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I ain't had one in a couple weeks. Let's go get one. All right. And then all of a sudden, he's like, my tummy hurts.
I said exactly
tummy
like that too.
hurts.
I'm so glad that you got it. My tummy hurts.
Then we almost did burgers at Steve's. We
I
did
was
310, by the way.
I felt like we should have done that first, but I
wouldn't
didn't
complain.
because I felt like weird, kind of saying like, yeah, we should go there, but like I'm not the one.
I was like, yo, we're about to bust a left, but on the right is a burger place I used to eat at a lot. I'm like, you ever have, you want some burgers? You feel like a burger? He goes, well,
feel
I'm
like
about
burgers,
to like this diet, blah, 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 health talk.
I said
And then he's
tomorrow.
like, but that's tomorrow, so.
Yeah, I said
I'm
tomorrow.
like, oh, shit. I think this is a sign. We need to stick with the Jamba Juice. And then we walk in my parents' house.
Yes,
And fried rice is cracking. Fresh.
it looks good though.
Fresh out the,
It looked
the
good
wok.
before that green stuff.
My
it
sister
looked
in the
good.
kitchen walking it out.
Okay.
And then some leftover chicken. So, yeah, we getting it cracking from the day after my nephew's graduation party.
Congrats to him. Shout out
Congrats,
to young
CJ.
young
You
CJ.
seen him? He was like the 7-foot tall fellow.
Oh, that
out
was him.
front.
Holy
yeah.
fuck! I thought he was like your bodyguard.
He will
He's so
be.
fucking hard.
If his baseball career doesn't pan out, he's going to
He's
lay
in.
on the
He's in
Marymount.
basketball. That's cool. I like that. I dig it. You don't look like you play basketball. Actually, you do play. You look like you play basketball.
I play basketball a little bit.
Yeah, you look like.
I'll be balling on these hoes.
You okay? You look like you would play basketball and stuff.
I played basketball when I had my cardio in line.
Today we have.
Damn.
I know.
Turn me down.
Was it me? It was me.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean, now
Today
that you
we
don't have
have. Is
headphones
it better
on.
now? Today we have Mr. KAHLEE
Mhm.
310
That right. That what it is.
Kahlee
Yep, trade down.
motherfucking
319.
Kahlee
Gardena.
right here.
Green City.
Status Escalate Podcast.
Sure.
Proof of Life Radio.
Yep.
Do you have another one? I feel like you have another one.
Bars Weekly.
Bars motherfucking Weekly.
Boars.
Check that shit out.
Do
this
that.
is Kahlee. Hey, what are you gonna do right now?
I don't know. You tell me.
Song's about to start. Wait, hold on right now. There you go.
Oh, shit. All right. This is the song that I wrote that's hardest to rap live. I think it goes like this. Shout out to G Monetti. Yeah. Killer commando when I'm flying off the handle like Mexican moms hit you in the head with a sandal. Graffiti vandal shifting in fifth gear. Party animal drunk and swinging hanging off of the chandelier. To me you couldn't hold a candle near. Overshadowing your whack career while you babble when the battle clear. Lyrics meticulous. Tip ask me if I'm kicking it. So much obliged. Minus Mary balls like Buddhist monasteries. It's Janikowski. Happy endings from the house keep. Physical strength is trash if your mind is Ronda Rousey. Listeners drowsy. I wake them up like cold sweats on vast stairs. Spitting razors at your head like barrettes. It's the illest architecture. Trailblazing Clyde Drexler. Hit the joint, apply pressure till they tap like Flint. All black, stick 'em up. It's the illest in your sector. Certified architecture. Stone cold fly western. Trailblazing Clyde Drexler. Hit the joint, apply pressure. Better tap. Listen. Too many hoes out drinking on their Facebook post bitching. I guess it's better instead of block huggers with things pitching. It doesn't matter, condenser a dynamic dope on the microphone. Serving two birds with one stone. Figure they thinking with that mumbo jumbo. It's my house, get the figure matumbo. Watch your empire crumble. False prophets got you following faking. Be patient through skinny genification. Lyrics on scrolls ancient. A quick trip, LAX to Heathrow. I'm Westbrook on the hardwood. You him in his street clothes. The far left to East Coast. Pain gang vicious. Come with cement shoes, sleep with the fishes, the illest. Certified architecture, stone cold fly western, trailblazing Clyde Drexler, hit the joint, apply pressure. Tap like Flint, all black on some stick 'em up, b-boy shit. It's the illest in the sector, certified architecture, stone cold fly western, trailblazing Clyde Drexler, hit the joint, apply fly president. Like Flint, all black on some stick 'em up B-boy shit. Man, it's really hard when you just ate. There's that whole thing about not being able to breathe between words because you wrote the words too close together. Then you drink it a michelada. You know what I mean? Put a bunch of lemon juice in there so the saliva just, like a fire hose, is trying to choke me while I'm rapping. But yeah, that's what it is. Shout out to G Monetti. Always ready. Slice like a machete. A.K.A. formerly known as G Moody. Last name rhymes with duty. For all my rapper pack heads.
Rapper pack, you said?
Yeah. It's G Moody from the G Moody on the beat from the Michael Rappaport podcast.
Really?
Michael Rappaport Stereo Podcast. 2015, 2016.
That was his beat,
podcast clone host of the year. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh, shit. I'd be up on that. That's tight. Super tight. I'm happy. That was fucking awesome.
Thanks. This was hard as hell to do.
I know. Around the middle, I saw you.
I'm not exercising.
It's the jiu-jitsu, probably.
I mean, that shit is helping.
I mean, it's not helping.
The other day I was basically had a free private lesson because I was the only one in there. So it was just me and old boy. Shout out to Mike Maxwell.
The weekend? It was a weekend?
No, it was Friday morning, though.
Oh, okay.
And homeboy is a dope-ass artist. Yo, so I go in this spot. It's called Black House. And I'm just starting to ask questions because it's been many years since I've done jiu-jitsu. And I'm like, I got to get back into something. Been wanting to do jiu-jitsu for a minute. Let's do it. Check it out. It's right by the house. Hours of operation. Perfect for me. Start talking to this dude waiting for the first class. So we're just chilling. He's going to be the instructor that day. Start talking about podcasts. He's like, yeah, so I did the logo for Joe Rogan's podcast. I'm like, what? Yep, with third eye.
What the fuck?
And then he also did Duncan Trussell and Joey Diaz logo. I don't know if you notice how they're kind of the same. Well, they have some that are the same. Same style or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did those.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was really dope. He's
That's
done a lot
fucking
of
tight.
other dope shit too. But yeah, so it was just he and I on that lap. So I was like, dope, just like a personal. I hope nobody ever comes on Friday mornings. Me and you, dog. I'm gonna surpass these motherfuckers real quick if it's like that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm like, I got him mounted and shit, and he's like explaining stuff to me, like, what you want to do is this. And it was like slow motion. This big ass thing of sweat just fell off of my face and like smacked him in the face. And I was like, oh shit, like my bad.
He was like down there, or what do you mean?
Yeah. So I'm like, he's like laying on his back, and I'm on top of him, and he's about to show me how to do a move and shit, and what to do. You know, you have conversations in awkward positions. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, we're talking about what we would do in this position and shit. And I'm like, this shit smashed him right in his face. Piece of shit. But I mean, I guess that type of shit happens. But now I'm like, okay, probably just don't hunch over that fool's face with a bunch of sweat dripping off my shit.
Okay, so what do you want to do now? Anyways. What do we do next? I get it. I understand.
That's just helping with the cardio, though.
I mean, you have experience. You could do stuff.
Okay, children. No. Not allowed in here, guys.
Hey, buddy.
No, leave the door open, dude. You want to come say hi? Come here, Koa. All right. So anyways.
Okay. So do you remember how we met? Because I don't. I forgot.
The first time I met you was at Black Books and Rhyme Books on Skid Row. That I remember. If you met, a lot of times I know people from something specific.
So. I think that's the one.
Then I hear that they have met me before that.
I think that's the one, yeah.
But we started talking online about online. Mm-hmm. We started talking on the line. We're talking on the line, hey. And through the modem. I had my modem working.
Yeah,
and then we eventually met at the Black Books and Rhyme Books. But a lot of times it's like I've known somebody for so long, then I find out that they met me like three times before the first time we met.
You were telling me that you used to like be friends with people on the line, and then like oh, you're fucking Lenoski?
One time.
I didn't know that.
Shout out to 501er. I was chopping it with him outside of. This was like a long time ago, and he gives me his number, and he tells me his name, and I type it in my phone, and I'm like, oh shit, this you, because you got numbers in your phone that you're like, I have no clue. When I put this here, there might even be a name, but I'm just like, I have no clue, because I used to put notes, but if at the time it's fast, I can't put a note of who this person is.
Yeah.
So he gave me his number. I was like, oh shit, okay, this is you, nice. So now I know who the number this already is. I don't know, weird shit. When you get a million numbers in your phone.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
never delete them and shit.
Whoa.
Did I just stun on you?
When you get millions of
I
numbers.
thought I was more making fun of myself for
when
being
you get millions
a number
of
hoarder.
numbers on your phone.
How come every time I make fun of myself, it turns out I'm making fun of somebody else?
It's like you're
Is that my
it's
fault?
like you're bragging.
Am I really good at making fun of myself?
It's like,
So
no,
much
it's
so
like,
that
it sounds
doesn't seem
like
like
it sounds like you're bragging when you're making fun of yourself.
I'm definitely.
Man, I get paid so well at work. It just sucks having this big wallet.
Definitely, here's a little secret. If I'm making fun of you, really think about it and see if I'm making fun of myself. Because a lot of times I am, you believe it or not.
Man, my beer is so much better than yours. That's the type. That's what you're saying. That's how it sounds when you're saying stuff. You're very like that.
My Michelada is much better than yours.
I heard. I was listening to Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul and Living Legends and all that stuff for around maybe eighth. I know for sure 8th grade. 8th grade going to high school. That's when the internet, YouTube started banging, and I was looking up graph shit because I was into graph stuff, and I remember hearing Manhattan Project. Yeah, and then after that, I heard Graph Life. Now, to this day, it still trips me out. Like when I hear it, hearing that, and then like I don't know, a few minutes later, you text me about whatever the fuck, and it's just so weird. Like I fucking used to listen to you back then and stuff. So it trips me out, and I remember I think when I first had you on the show, probably my birthday show, my older brother was there. And then I told him, I was like, he's going to do Graph Light because I heard the beginning of it. And nobody else, it's like I heard it before everybody else. And I always loved that about shows and stuff. Like when I heard, because Mos Def used to do like Miss Fat Booty, but he would do the sample first.
Yeah.
So when he would do it.
Not everybody knows what he's getting into. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I heard it before everybody else.
And the little flute.
And I was like, I was looking around like, oh my God, like it's about to.
It's happening.
Like,
it's happening. It's happening.
Exactly. And then I told my brother was like right next to me at the time. I was like, dude, he's about to do Graph Light. He was like, what do you mean? Like, okay. And then he didn't get it. And then like later on after the set, he was like, holy shit, that was
he didn't know.
That dude. That's fucking, I
get a lot of that type of shit. Like sometimes when I perform that track, I'll see people's faces.
Yeah.
People that I might know or at least met a few times.
Yeah.
And then they put the two and two together.
Yeah, I get it.
Because I ain't been fucking with that cat for like 10 years or some shit.
I think
Immediately following me meeting him.
I think it was at
You're whack, but we're gonna finish this real fast.
I think it was at Complex. That's when I heard.
Yeah, he has a complex.
No,
we're talking about. Okay, I got you.
When we were at Complex, that's where I heard the guy. There was one of the guys that was like in the crowd and stuff. And then once he heard the beat, he was like, "What the fuck?" Like he's looking around like, does anybody not like fucking know what's about to happen?
Where's the robot guy? I don't see the robot guy.
Like,
yeah, I'm busting shots. Shut up. You don't want it.
That was such a banger ass song. You created something very special that a lot of high school kids or kids in general, like myself back then when you were doing it.
Okay.
It's just you created something. So
I definitely like appreciate like
thing.
What when I started doing music and as I was crafting our first piece.
Everybody cares about the first verse. No one gives a shit about the second verse. For most songs, it's usually about. Well, it's the first.
I definitely ain't fucking with that second verse, but all right. So check. Here's a story of how it almost didn't happen. Shout out to Anti. That's his beat. Now, when I met that cat, he was kind of starting to rap because he didn't have nobody to rap over his beats. So if you ever going through beats with a producer, every producer's different, but they have these common traits that if they don't want you to hear a beat, like they'll skip past that shit. So they're playing beats and what's this one, and then they'll skip real fast. But like, hold up, where was that one? And they'll be like, no, go back, and they'll go back like 3, and I'll be like, no, dog, go to this one. And sometimes you're like, oh fuck it, but this one I was like, no, dog, we're gonna find this beat. So we found it, and I literally. The other dude who rapped, he already had this verse. It was like 5 years old or some shit, but he had never put the song out. So I was like, yo, you know that grab verse that you got? Like, bust it on this beat. So he busted on that beat, and I already knew from the first like seconds I heard it, I was gonna start it by saying I rock a dark hoodie when I walk these streets. I just knew that shit, and then thankfully, like, he was cool with giving us that beat. And then that was before he was like a member of the group too, I think, because we was just kind of meeting and working and shit. So that shit almost didn't happen, man. If I wasn't on top of it, like, no, we gonna find that flute, whatever that dark flute is, dude. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I've been through that, you know what I mean, rodeo a couple times and shit. And then we did that. But I remember always, you know, the way homies like above my age bracket look at Wu-Tang Clan, because when they were in high school, Wu-Tang was their shit in high school, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like with me, it was like Dilated. And it would have been Cash Money, but that wasn't my thing. But that was my generation, you know what I mean? I was never really into, I fucked with Wayne a little bit, but Lil Kiki and shit like that, I had a homie who always had the down south shit before anybody else. I wasn't really fucking with it, but like all that Quantum and J5, Visionaries, Nonfiction. So when you say shit like that, it's dope, because I know that played like a piece in a lot of cats that I rock with now. A lot of them, they don't know. But then they'll see me like with a CD or some shit, or hear me rock a song.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Like, wait, so what's that song? I'm like, yeah, it's a song. They think
It's Scruff Life.
like I'm doing a fucking cover of a fucking hip-hop song, dude? What the fuck you think?
I did that. You created something that's like, when you people go back, like let's say if I had my iPod, which I do, and I go and search the fucking song that I downloaded illegally, I'm going to find that song amongst the fucking tons of other songs that I would listen to.
Feel you.
So you created something.
That's dope.
Something fucking
I've
meaningful
had some cool
for everybody.
conversations in relation to that, too.
Yeah,
That's tight.
I would assume so. Shit. It's like it's a sick song. I was curious, though, did you worry that you were going to back yourself up into a corner, like I could only rock certain types of shows
shit?
because of the graph shit? Yeah.
Nah, I mean, when I started...
Or was that something like that you kind of wanted, or you didn't mind?
Nah, I didn't specifically want it, but I was after those types of shows, though.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we was just making music, and it just kind of happened. And then what happened was we did our photo shoot with Bastard Artist. We hooked up to do an interview. We ended up taking photos. We hooked up again, did a few photo shoots with him. And the homie Anti just brought the dust mask, and it just kind of worked. You know, the other dude dabbled in graffiti and, you know, in his younger days and shit. And then, you know, I was writing. I was never no piecer, but we all kind of fuck with art at the time. Well, two of us. And it just kind of worked like that, man. So then, naturally, that's in our lives. And my homies, especially around that time, were all graph heads and shit.
What was your first name?
Huh?
Did you ever have, like, other
Rap
names?
name?
Yeah,
Nah,
other graph
Kahlee.
names. Did you ever have other graph names, or was it just one?
Yeah, so I used to write Kahlee.
Oh, okay. Really? That was like, was it the first one?
Yeah.
That was the first and only
then
one.
there
you
was
had.
another one. Yeah.
Oh, you had another one. Oh, okay.
But I mean, I'd rather not say.
Did you like K?
I don't
like,
understand people.
Do you like the letters?
Nah, so
though?
Kahlee is actually Kali.
That's how you wrote it? Oh, okay.
That's how it's Kahlee Kini. Kalikini. But then my grandma always called me Kahlee. But then spelt out like that, people would call me Kahlee all the time. So I'm like, let me get
Why
this.
was your grandma calling you that?
Kahlee Kini is like a name that was given to me by my godmother. It's a Hawaiian name.
Okay.
So my grandma and my godmother were the only ones who would call me Kahlee. And then that was just the name that she called me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then so when I got older and I started fucking with graffiti, I started writing that. And then, you know, ended up when I got into hip hop, by then I was already writing something else, because even though a bunch of my homies go by the name that they write, and now people be on fucking Instagram, be like, yo, this what I'm about to do. Here's all my stickers. Here's all my, you know, paint. I'm about to, here's my location, my longitude, latitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Here's
get
the
it.
map of where I'm going to go tonight to do work. You know, okay, cool, man. But I'm straight. I ain't trying to go to jail. No shit like that. But, yeah, so I changed my name. And then as I got into hip-hop, I knew I was going to go by Kahlee, which is kind of why I changed my name anyways. And then I changed the spelling because I figured Kahlee was easier to say Kahlee. But motherfuckers still say Kahlee.
No.
I'm like, yo, what up, Kahlee? Nice to meet you. They'll be like, Kahlee? I'm like, well, more closer to how I said it, rather than the way that you just came out of nowhere with.
I always like how you say it like that. You're always like, well, that's not how I said it, but okay. Like, but yeah,
I'm like,
sure.
not really, motherfucker. No.
Like how Siri fucking says it. Can you call, when I say it? Can you call Kahlee? Now calling Kahlee or some Kahlee.
Yeah, but you got to fucking correct that bitch, dude. Be like, nah, you saying it wrong. She'll be like, okay, how do you say it?
For real?
Yeah, you didn't know?
No, I
It
didn't.
should give you some options. What sounds most like what you just said?
Well, she's always saying your name wrong.
Fuck that bitch.
Just so you know. Just.
I got shout out to the homie
So,
Izzy. Every
you
time know. I call the homie Izzy from Wild Style, she'll be like, Eyes One. When I call Izzy, she'll be like, calling Eyes One. I know Eyes on E because it's Izzy 1.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Eyes on
wait,
E.
what? Okay, I get it.
Fuck
Totally
Siri.
understood.
Fuck Siri.
You said it wrong, but totally understood, buddy. So now you're how long in the game, buddy?
Yeah.
You don't want to give yourself years?
We'll just say around 10 years doing it seriously.
Over though, right? A little over.
Yeah, this is about
Nice.
the 10-year mark, man.
Nice.
Over this past year, and
You've been around the block.
you know what, dog? Like
times.
if you notice a lot of these cats, and you know the 10,000 hours thing is roughly, I mean, depending on how you work, but it's roughly about 10 years. And if you look at even people like Atmosphere or just different artists or people in different genres or different arts or different anything, around their 10-year point, shit starts to crack off. And like, I mean, it's different with everybody. Some people just bypass shit for whatever reason. They tend to not stick around though. But yeah, this last year and a half, 2 years, shit really been happening, man.
It's popping.
This shit's pretty popping. It's hard though. All them
Yeah.
podcasts, you talking about hard as working, that shit is definitely hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is.
Hard as fuck to do with a family, with a wife and 2 kids. Shit ain't easy. Then I got to go and fucking perform at a show where motherfuckers sold a bunch of tickets,
Yes.
or their homie is throwing the show, so I got to go on like on this time or that time, and it's like
Yes.
they garbage as fuck.
In an average, how many listens do you get on the podcast?
I don't like to get into numbers, but
do
it's
you
not
check
high
it?
enough for me.
Do you check
A
it?
couple thousand.
You check it though, right?
Yeah, I check it every few shows. It's not high enough for me though.
What's the
I went
highest
far
rated
more
though?
than that. Rating?
Rated, the highest
What
like
you mean?
viewed, highest listened one.
Like a particular episode?
Yeah.
Probably the one with like as far as Status Escalate Podcast, it was probably the
Both.
one with first. Can
For-
I talk?
Yeah.
Can I talk, dog?
Proof of life.
You ready to hear me
Status
talk?
Escalate.
Is it my turn to talk?
Uh-huh.
Jeez Louise. So
I want to hear the answer.
Status
before you do
Escalate Podcast is with the homie Keone from Farmers Market.
it. Really?
And then the Proof of Life one, I don't know. Because I just started having guests. So I don't think it's one with one of my guests. You know, I really don't remember, man.
What episode is it?
It
Proof
might
of life.
be one of
What
from
number?
this past
How
year.
many episodes do you have so far?
It's probably about 60. I think I just
Shit.
dropped 60. So Proof of Life we do every other week. For about a month and a half, I tried to do every week. But then I was like, okay, I'm about to start Status Escalate. I can't do this.
Uh-huh.
But I think, you know, Bars Weekly ain't going to be an acapella video series forever. Once these 52 weeks is up, might have to turn into a weekly radio show.
Hey,
That's what I'm thinking about. I mean, that's just me, but we'll see. I mean, but for now, Proof of Life Radio is every other week, and Status Escalate every week in between. I'm fucking with that though, man. I gotta do something, man. That shit's tough.
Which one's your baby? Status Escalate, your baby?
I don't know if either of them are
I
my
feel like-
babies right
I
now.
feel like
I'm
that
ready
one's
for
your
them both
baby.
to leave the nest.
Okay. I feel like that one's your
No,
baby.
it's definitely.
You
I
had-
mean, they're totally different because one, I'm talking with people and like on some business shit, and we fuck around and shit, but it's on some business shit. And then Proof of Life is more like I'm getting the music and I'm playing the music and stuff like that. But it's really hard to get it out there and get new listeners. You know what I mean?
For so
without-
long, I was hearing from you that you really wanted to get a podcast going. So when you started doing Proof of Life, I got excited because you've been talking about it for so long, and that you're an
Like
avid listener.
on podcast, like as a guest on other podcasts. You mean?
No, like to make one,
Oh,
like to
okay.
do one. You were kind of like talking about it like for so long that you were kind of like, I wanted to see you do it. So once you started doing it, I was like, yes, he fucking did it. He's following his dreams. So when you started doing Proof of Life, I was like, yeah. And then I heard it, and it was great. And then like every episode, keep going, the topics, and then you were like, fuck topics.
I was
And
like,
then-
fuck topics from the beginning.
Okay, oh, really?
Hell yeah. I
You
was
don't like the
this is
topics?
It's not that I don't like them. I think it's limiting.
That's true.
And then if it's not limiting, it's very time consuming. But my whole thing to have a radio show, it doesn't mean you only have to do this. I choose to, but your show, if you ain't playing the newest shit, at least some of your songs is like new. I kind of feel like, why am I listening to shit that I could listen to myself? Like I'm coming to you. I guess, you know what? Never mind for other people. But for myself, that's what I want. I want the newest shit. And that's why Proof of Life, I'm trying to play
So
the
now you're
newest
doing
shit.
it. Now you're doing
Yeah.
it like this.
Yeah, because I knew it from the beginning. You know, that was C-Ray's idea, and C-Ray was like, "We should do topics and blah blah blah." I was like, all
When
right,
you guys
man,
first
let's do
started, was it a mutual thing? Was it Chris like saying, "Hey, we should do it"? And
So-
you're like,
Proof of Life Radio was already happening years ago. Like, I was a guest on Proof of Life Radio when I first met C-Ray and Ricochet and eventually meeting Arash and Eddie.
Was that the layout before?
So they did like a radio show with phone interviews, and they had some really big interviews, man, like lots of people. If you ever Google the original Proof of Life Radio, you'll see, and I'm not just talking about people like Snow the Product, Angela Johnson, like all these big name comedians and just all kinds of people. It's phone interviews, so you could get more people on the phone, and it was a lot of people before they were on a level of success they're at now. But man, anyways, down the line, he wanted to bring it back, and he was talking about who he's going to get for the co-host and blah, blah, blah. And I think some things fell through. And when he brought it to me, I was like, yeah, I'm down to host. Let's do it.
Who was it going to be?
I don't remember.
You fucking totally
Yeah,
do.
I don't want to say.
That's
That's on him. But whatever it was, he wasn't successful with getting them. Okay. And then he brought it to me. He would probably say that, no, you was it. Nah, dude. I remember
totally
you talked
begging
to me
for
about
it.
this shit.
Totally begged for it.
Yeah, so then he brought it up, and I'm like, shit, I'm down. Let's do it. And then we just started like pretty much right away. So he was the lead man on that. And then like for the logo, I was like, all right, well, so what you trying to do for the logo? You trying to do the same thing? I didn't really
What was the
want
other
to.
thing?
It was a skull with a flame on the head, but it was like super digitized, and I don't know if that's what they meant to do.
All pixelated, or what do you mean?
Yeah, it was pixelated. I wasn't a fan of the shit, but maybe it was just the one that I seen. But I just, I'm on some different shit from him, so I wanted something different. But I looked at it like it was his boat, he was steering. So I'm like, all right, so you want this? I'm like, well, let me handle it. So I got to the homie, gave him, notes or whatever, and then he came up with that logo, which I like for what it is. And then we just ran with that. So everything was kind of like, yeah, we both talk about it, but overall, if his idea was the idea, like I was down to go with it. And then eventually, shit just too much on everybody's plate to get together. So we started doing show like, shit, man, I can't get together on this day. I'll just do the show. And the same thing with him. Like, I'll pick songs. I always did the songs from like I don't know.
He was editing most of it?
Yeah, he would edit.
Oh.
So I would pick all the songs. We'd come over to the pad. We'd do the show. And then he'd go and edit the show later. Put it out the next day.
Was it a big behind the scenes thing, like follow up, like it like a month of planning, 2 months of planning, or 3 months
For a show?
For that,
or
for
the
whole
launch
thing,
the whole
to
shit?
launch
No,
the whole thing?
I don't think so.
It felt like you were like, all right, let's do it, and then cool, let's get the
It
design.
pretty much happened.
Good
yeah.
design. There you go, and then we're starting next week.
Pretty much, yeah. But the design, as far as my involvement with it, the design took the longest time.
Oh,
And then, like, we just get together, we do the show, and boom, we're going.
Right.
We started pushing it. I don't know. I mean, with me and whatever marketing sense I feel I have or people feel that I have, I wasn't in full swing at that time. So, like, the way I approach Status Escalate or, like, Bars Weekly or really anything I've done or anything I've helped other people do wasn't the same thing when I was doing Proof of Life.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of taking his cue. I was, like, following him and, like, okay, well, you think we should do this? So I might say some stuff, but for the most part, I was, like, I looked at it like he had the experience with the podcast, so maybe I should follow what he was doing. And then as time changed, I started getting my own, footing on things, and I was like, okay, so what about this? What about that? And I feel like he felt he could start focusing on these other things since I kind of had this under control, and that was a way that it probably made it easier for us to, when I started doing the show by myself, and I think he's doing the Up, and he's focused on the 2Mex hologram radio. So I'm like, okay, cool. So shit, I think I'm gonna start doing this. I think I'm gonna start doing interviews.
Around the final few episodes that he was in, I did start to get that feeling like, oh, he's there, but he's not fully there, and it's more like, oh, let's see what Kahlee picked this week or whatever. I started hearing that a little bit more.
He definitely put it out like I think I remember him saying, to be honest, like he's been picking the songs for the last few episodes anyways, but at that point I had been basically picking the songs forever, dog. Yeah. But I mean, I ain't tripping though, because at the very first it was like you pick 10, I pick 10, because it was topics.
Yeah.
And then it was like, as time went on, I started having more songs because, again, I'm trying to, especially once we stopped doing the topics, I'm like, okay, well, I'm trying to have the newest songs. And then he'd bring a few, and then every time it'd be like less songs and shit.
Yeah.
But I wasn't tripping off of that because I wanted to pick all the songs. Like, I wanted to be the PD from the beginning, even though it's hard work. But he's doing the editing, so I ain't tripping. I focus on this, he focus on that. And then, as time went on, but to me, that's not, I think he just got busy doing the Up. So it was just like, okay, well, shit, let's go. And just try to push the whole shit forward.
What was like the first thing that you realized people like were actually listening to Proof of Life Radio?
Fools start sending songs in.
Really?
People start hitting it up and being like, "Yo," or see me and acting all funny style at the shows and shit.
Okay. Oh, because you probably don't play it, or you don't have
No,
time,
well,
or?
different shit. I didn't mean that, but yeah, I've had that too. I meant just like people acting like just thinking it's cool. Like, you know, we could fan out. Like, I could see some work that you did, or like how you were talking to me about Graph Life. Like, we're comfortable with each other, or even other people that we might not know. Like, because of the type of people we are, we could kind of fan out but still be cool. And I'm not saying they're fanning out on me, but sometimes I think that they see an opportunity, and I could judge by their actions, even though I don't know them, that they're acting differently towards me because they feel like I could do something for them with Proof of Life or whatever. Mm-hmm. And to me, I'm like, I don't care about that. Like, even if you're just trying to be my friend for Proof of Life, how about just send me the song, dog? Like, you don't got to do all the extra. I'm not charging. You're not gonna pay me and get music played on the shit. You know what I mean? There's other shit you could pay me for, dog. It ain't gonna be to play music on my shit. It's not gonna be to post, you know, shit on platform or no shit. But if you want to pay me for some other shit, you know, I'll put together like, I don't know, I'll help you with your promo or some shit, you know? I'll send you to Stat and fucking make some money off that.
Once you started Status Escalate, that was more of the baby. I know you were already kind of doing Proof of Life.
Yeah.
You were doing Proof of Life already, but it was kind of, that was like, I heard that one when I was trying to start this one. So when you were telling me, oh yeah, I want to start this and I want to have it this way, and like, it was more like
that was me
from the ground up.
Yeah,
everything is going to be just myself.
Because even if Proof of Life was like all me, it's still a radio show. So it's not like I'm doing everything so original, like no one's ever done anything I'm doing with Status Escalate. But the format of like a radio show is kind of already there. Everything I've listened to, The Wake Up Show, Fantastic Four, you know, Mike Nardone, all this shit. I'm just doing my version of that. But with the Status Escalate, I mean, I have my influences, you know, like Tim Ferriss show and like EO Fire, but they're not hip hop shows. They're not even music shows. So we talked a lot during that time. So
yeah,
seems
like every week we're saying like, all right, this is the step I'm doing.
Yeah, but we also wasn't really talking so much with Proof of Life. So, but it wouldn't have been like that. So the Proof of Life, even though it was
already in the air.
Yeah, and I was learning from Proof of Life, and even though I'm learning with Status Escalate, like I knew that was all me. And I knew there were some things that we could have did with Proof of Life or anything else I just did. So anytime I do something, I learn, and next time I do it, I do less of the bad shit that didn't work, or I tweak it and make it work or whatever, and I try to strengthen the good shit. I mean, it's like that with everything, you know what I'm saying?
From the first episode, second, third, it was like I would either hear like maybe something that was like maybe wrong with it, and then the next one I would hear it fixed, and then I would hear something else, and then, you know, it started gradually changing and changing and changing,
progressing.
And like,
shit.
It just became like
That's
now
dope.
it's just dope. Like it's just, you got the rhythm. You got.
I don't be loving them all the
groove.
time, but thank you.
I mean, you can't win them all.
Yeah.
But you got the groove.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm definitely feeling more comfortable doing it, and like, especially if I get the chance to do a few episodes in a row. Mm-hmm. But I've had some really good episodes that I've liked, and where everything was there, just like the chemistry, everything was smooth. And when I'm done, I feel like I got some good information. And if I feel like I got some good info and it was like a good vibe, then I know anybody who's listening to the show, because that show's only getting like a few hundred plays, but it depends. Like I have some that are like in the thousands, but aside from those, the average is like 300 to 500.
Do you have a favorite so far?
I like I don't have.
How many do you have right now so far?
I think I just dropped maybe like the 17th one.
Oh, okay.
Maybe even 20. Not more than 20 though. But I like the propaganda one. I kind of don't. I remember the homie Jose. He had a dope one.
I think that was my favorite one. I was about to check like which one.
Let me look. I mean, there's definitely been some cool ones, and some of my favorites are the most recent ones.
Curtis King was great.
Yeah, I like the Curtis King one a lot. I like the Kent Moran one. That was a homie. He does movies and shit.
Keone?
Yeah, that was the most popular one.
Yeah, I like that one.
You know what I mean? Had the good one with 60. Had a good one. I mean, everyone I like. You know what I mean? The one with the homie Nate Witzel, SD Loves Hip Hop. There's a bunch of them. You know what I mean? But and then I really like that Curtis King one. Yeah, that was a good one. But sometimes when you're done with a show and you're like, oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Like, word, I feel like I'm looking forward to this one. And then sometimes the next one doesn't live up to those expectations as far as yourself. and that sucks.
The one that the difference between both, because it's not like, oh yeah, I have Proof of Life and then I have Status Escalate. They're both different because Status Escalate you get info and you get to learn shit.
Yeah.
You get that whole involvement and stuff between you and whoever the guest is. And then Proof of Life, it started off like the topics and stuff, like a radio show, and then changed the topics, no more topics, just new songs every week from every artist or whatever.
For a minute, I wasn't even talking. I would just play songs. I would talk. Like once Chris left, I was like,
yeah, that's
take a minute to get into the flow of things. And then you're like, no, I liked when you do this. I'm like, well, I kind of can't do that by myself. I mean, I guess
you can do, because what I liked after the topics and between him leaving and whatever, I like the whole, because the one part that I remember the most is when you would have like, I would picture maybe like a glass like maybe this with ice in it, a bunch of whiskey, and you kind of just like,
sometimes I'll smoke though,
fucking just talking shit. You're just like straight, like, because sometimes you call, or you used to call me, and you're like just straight up like good 15-20 minutes just talking shit about anything or what was going on, or because that's coworkers or something.
And then I would do that shit on the show.
Yeah.
So I kind of do that now.
That's what I missed. You don't, do it, but you don't do it like that.
Because he knew what I could do, and he would kind of like feed me things, you know what I mean? So he'd be like, we talk, he'd be like, yo, what's up? Ready for the show or whatever? And I'd be like, yeah, blah, 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 about my day or whatever. And then sometimes he would like say the shit. But I mean, it's easy. He knows. I don't even have to be passionate.
How was your day at work, though? And
he's like, He's taking notes.
Fucking totally get it.
But I mean, so like now I use it as an opportunity, because I mean, I'm not trying to be a comic or no shit, but I really look at
when you host, you kind of do that.
I mean, that's how I look at shit, and I really identify with comics, as an MC and my personality and a host and all these things. So like, I use Proof of Life specifically as an opportunity to just fuck around, try different things, basically freestyle without rapping. You know what I mean? So sometimes I might just be like talking about some shit really on point, or I think I'm on point at least. And then sometimes I'm just like everywhere. I'm just talking shit. I'm just like, yeah, here's the info. Here, the homie Mud's got a new show. Make sure you check that out. Here, this, and this. Then I'm just like, man, you ever heard, these fucking flat earthers? I fucking work for a dinosaur denier and a flat earther. You think my life, you know what I mean? It's just
you made it seem, I was looking forward to the talking segments more than the music. Right. That's how it got to the point where I was like, I want to hear what the fuck Kahlee has to say about this.
I'm into that too.
This week.
I used to love listening to the Wake Up Show. I didn't even want to hear the music they were playing. I wanted to hear the raps and the interviews. That's it. So when we started this show, that's what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? But Chris doesn't like the freestyle aspect, and we were never in a place like my studio is my home studio. So I'm not trying to have people come through and rock in my studio all the time. Only my fam, but my son sleeps right across in the next door. Oh, you know what I mean? So he's sleeping while we doing this show. I can't have people coming in smoking and fucking, we're all loud on the mic and shit. So that's kind of not possible for Proof of Life right now until I get a real studio, or a studio. I shouldn't say real studio, but a studio outside of my house. But I can't wait for that. That's another thing I want to do, man.
I miss that whole aspect that you had where you were just ranting and like, all right, I'm done ranting. Here's some music, and then like dope ass music would come up or whatever. It's just I like how it is now. It's good, but that's just one of those.
Nobody
things.
hits me up and says that shit though. Nobody's like, man, I love to hear you talk shit. Nobody says that for real. I think they're probably scared that they're gonna get caught up in one of my whirlwinds, end up being like the topic of conversation or some shit.
It would always start the same, like let's say it was like the soda Sprite or something. Like, yeah, well, I don't know, man. Like I like Sprite, but and then you just go off like.
I mean, you know what it is, man? Like, I've always had that kind of personality where I just talk shit since, like, junior high, my homeboy.
I dig it.
And then, like, Michael Rappaport is just a big shit talker, and that fool's whole career is based off of that.
You fucking motherfucker!
Yeah, he'll talk all this shit, and then fucking, he popular because of that shit. And I'm like, man, I'm naturally like that shit. Maybe, I mean, I'm not just trying to, get popular off that, but it lets me know like maybe it's not the worst thing in the world as long as you know how to control it a little bit, you know what I mean? So that's why sometimes like if I go off the rails a little bit, like that's me testing my boundaries and shit and seeing where I'm going with it.
Yeah, no, you created a fucking groove. You got that rhythm of it. You got both shows, 2 shows. You want to do 3? I see your face. I see your eyes.
I want to stop doing some of the shows as many times as I do them.
You want to do 3 shows, 4 shows, 5 shows.
I think me, you, and Cook. Me, you, and Cook need to do an episode of Stereotypes.
Oh yeah,
I think that shit'll be fun.
I like Stereotypes because the theme song got stuck in my head already.
Yeah,
it's Stereotypes. See, I can't think of it now because we're talking or whatever.
Right.
Anyway, let's go back to high school. Yeah.
So I'll be saying like this, man. It'll be late at night, and I'll be like in the bedroom and shit when I still live with my parents. And it gets to that time and shit. Get up out the door, backpack zipped up, start creeping out the living room, and my pops might be passed out, watching like some old cowboy shit or John Wayne type shit. Fucking eating food. I'm sneaking out the door and shit, walking around the city. So that's kind of like the look right now. So let's go for a ride. Yeah. I rock a dark hoodie when I walk these streets. Inscribed with streaks, no heat, my steps discreet. Brass knuckles for these suckers with beef. I need graffiti and cities surrounding me to make my life complete. I used to see it as an ignorant act of turf market, so my man Bruce showed me the journey that he embarked in. I started sparking spots with flames, names to gain some shine. Some followed but stopped in due time. It's just another fad for summer was the thing to do. But I seen it as 12 ounces of soul that I could escape through. I hate crews who bang with straps, hate buzz caps on cats who catch tags in the wrong neighborhoods they at. But that's a part of the game, the graph life, the rush of adrenaline you feel running from police lights. It's these nights that remind us why we do it. Up for school in a few hours, reeking of paint fluid.
Come here, hey. What are you doing here, Picasso? Crossing out the names of your friends? Why don't you graffiti on this mural? Why don't you do that?
Putting this sample in this song is the best thing that Fool Fizz ever did in his life.
We can take you to jail for this. I got a little plan. Maybe we can work something out. You ever heard of Earl Scheib?
Here go another one. Here go another one right here. Yeah, listen, I keep a streak in my hip. Brass knuckles for suckers who one trip. No beef, but the 13s, they always looking for shit. So I stick to the script. Ghost in the dark, me and my thoughts. Never rock the iPod, I'm listening for the cops. Black trim with the tilted brim. Hood ragging, ball shaking. The smell of aerosol, groundbreaking. I step swift. The silent assassin about to kill it. Hit a shrieking glass and sidewalks covered in black acrylics. You hear it? Cops come and finish up what I wrote. The police lights approach. I disappear into a cloud of smoke. Bomb the government, the media's loving it too. Next level, I'ma be the next Turk 182. Los Angeles spread, the 7th letter native. My brother's the artist, I'm a product of what you created. Never stated my alias, destiny to no basis. For as you know, Kahlee is Chaka rocking a facelift.
Ooh, ooh.
Y'all know about Chaka.
Shit. So yeah, when you told me you were gonna, I think I'm gonna remix Rough Life because that's how you talk. Mm-hmm. When you said it, I was like, oh my god, like no, he's not gonna do it. And then I didn't think you were gonna be able to catch that feeling. I guess,
like you said. Yeah.
Okay, I was like,
people only listen to the first verse, man. So
for the other song, not the remix song. Everybody always listens to the remix version.
That's why I did another verse so that people didn't have to like feel so bad about that second one. Nah, I mean that second verse that homeboy did, that's like one of his best verses he ever wrote ever. You know.
But again, I thought it was gonna be very difficult for you to catch that feeling and emotion again. But you fucking did it.
Dope. Good looking.
You fucking did it. You did it justice. You did it justice. The second verse you've done on Bars Weekly, right?
Nah, not the second, but we
you have
in there.
With the tilted brim.
Oh,
I've heard
you
that
mean
part.
I did the okay? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of that's fucking awesome when you hear that and then you like let's say you heard the song first, right?
Yeah.
Or let's say you hear the episode first, the Bars Weekly episode first, and then you go to the music.
You hear it in the remix.
Yeah, you hear the beat over, and you're like, "Oh shit, he did it on episode."
You didn't know, yeah.
14, like.
Yeah, y'all motherfuckers should be thinking that way, but you ain't seen that way. Bars Weekly yet, though. BarsWeekly.com, by the way, you need to go there and look at it.
BarsWeekly.com.
Please. Stop bullshit.
Episode what? No.
Shit, I don't know.
I don't remember after 20.
22?
I feel like it's 24.
We coming up on the halfway point for sure.
It's going 25. 26 is halfway. We should do something big for 26. We should do something big for 52.
That's the plan.
I kind of want a white wall, a bunch of fucking confetti and balloons, and like it just comes down. And
I was thinking a movie set maybe, but
no, I'm doing what I
okay.
You can do your movie thing. Episode 42, episode 52.
42.
We can do that confetti shit because it's like it's gonna be New Year ish.
Maybe we should have a New Year's party.
Is it gonna be New Year ish?
We should have a party. Well, it would be, yeah, because it's 52.
No. Like
year.
what day that we drop it? Oh, we drop it on 28th. 28th we drop it.
Whenever we drop it, goddammit.
31st is a Sunday. I don't know if you want to do that. Well, it's up to you, but I'm excited. Bars Weeklies.
When you say Bars Weeklies, do you spell it IES or do you spell it YS?
YS.
Me too.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, it's probably not proper grammar.
Really?
Yeah. Siri wouldn't be down with it, but
No, it's Weeklies with Y apostrophe S.
I mean, I think it's supposed to be IES. Well, apostrophe S is like Bars Weeklies videos. Like, did you see
Weeklies? No.
Did you see the latest
Weeklies,
Bars
keys.
Weeklies video?
Weekly.
That would be apostrophe
Because
S.
it's weekly. Weekly YIES? That doesn't make sense.
No, it wouldn't be YIES. It would just be week LIES. No?
No.
Come on.
That doesn't make sense. Type it on your phone. It'll pop up. Or it won't pop up. It'll say, hey, dumbass, you
I just
misspelled it
burped.
wrong.
You got to take that burp
That's
out
how
when
it
you
would
get the
say
chance.
it. Nah, I'm going to high it up so everybody can
You
hear
got to
it.
high it up?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know how to say
Is
it.
that when you stay at the Hyatt in the penthouse?
Stay at the Hilton.
Is that what you say to your Uncle
That
Elton?
worked. Yeah, Hilton. Hilton.
Your
Oh,
Jewish
you
Hyatt?
fucker,
Your Jewish
you got
Elton?
me.
Your Jewish Uncle Elton?
You got me good. Are you excited about these Bars Weeklies, bro?
I'm pretty hyped, man. I think
Fucking no, you're
I
not.
think this is going good.
I think they're going very good. We haven't gone to the beach yet. We haven't gone to the desert yet.
It's a summer.
We haven't gone to the forest yet.
We need to take a trip. Oh, we
haven't
should
gone.
do forest.
We haven't gone to the ice yet, like snow shit.
Mm.
We need to go mountain stuff. Do a lot of stuff. There's a lot of
I'm definitely down.
a lot of fucking things we gotta
Well,
start.
the summertime
planning
is
out.
here, so we should definitely do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
As
What-
time goes on, I hope to get better locations and better.
Do you have a favorite one right now?
I like the Fife one with
Me-
the Fife
me
shirt.
too.
I think
Mine-
the color
mine
of the
too.
sky and shit, and
Yes.
the colors that I was rocking, and the palm trees and shit. So that one looked the best. I like this recent one, the one we did with the in front of that wood background. Even though
Yeah, that was
I
good.
fucked up on one of my parts and shit, the way that wood looked, and that was the last one. We were done,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like, "No, let's go, fuck it, let's try this one."
I said that. Fuck you. You're like, let's go home.
Okay.
I said, no, let's just go.
Did you choose
now.
a location?
No, you said the
Okay,
wooden.
so we
but
like
you said
at least
another,
half and
but
half,
technically
right?
you said the other wooden
What'd you
part
say
that
we
was on the
half and
opposite
half?
side. You said the wooden part on the opposite
The
side.
wooden part that we did it at was the side that I seen just for us to even stop there in the first place. Is that correct?
No.
Okay,
It's
so
not
it seems
correct
like
at
there's
all.
some accuracies and some inaccuracies.
You were looking
being
at
thrown around through the wire
You were
at
looking at the
current moment.
west side, south. You were looking at the north
Now
side.
he's banging.
I was looking at the east side, and I was like, the east side looks better because the sun's like right there.
Mm.
It was your idea, but I created it.
Mm.
I did the.
I'll take it.
I did the thing.
So that's one of my favorites, even though I fucked up on one part.
I like that one because I edited it, like the color. I made that shit
Yeah,
pop.
that shit definitely popped. The way that wood looked,
Yeah.
shit looked super fresh.
No. I'm saying for the Fife one.
Oh, the Fife one too, though.
Yeah.
So you didn't do much with this one?
I didn't do much for the other
Why?
one.
The
I didn't.
fuck?
I don't think I had time for it.
Okay.
Plus, I didn't have.
He
Oh
doesn't
no, I
have
did do
time.
it. No, actually, I did do it. Sorry,
No, he's
I
gonna
made the
make up
brown
for it.
pop a little bit more.
It does look dope.
But the
The
Fife
gray
one
looks
is my
ill.
favorite, just because of the blue and the
Fife's-
green.
Yeah, so you got a bar. That's the Fife is your bar.
Mm-hmm.
Let's raise it up.
I like the donut. Donut was cool.
The
That one got a
donut
lot
was
of
the
love.
best one. Yeah. I think that was my favorite. It was a good one to start with. And then shout out to homie who was trying to hate and thought that I didn't know exactly who the fuck he was, and then he went and tried it again on Facebook.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Come on, this buster ass fool. I'm not gonna say his name. I already said his name on the post,
Oh,
and he was like, "Oh, he knows my name."
okay.
You know what I mean? I'm like, fool, I know who you are, dog. You ain't all sharp and shit. It's cool.
What
Like,
a-
you can squash it.
what an
keep
idiot.
Trying, but you go get towed the fuck up.
What a dummy.
Anyways,
What a
cornball.
rude
cornball ass
motherfucker.
hip hop motherfuckers.
What's popping, bro? What do you have coming up for your life?
First of all, if y'all in Southern Cali,
Not podcast related.
yeah, I just started this thing called Hip Hop House, man. July 6th is or was the first one. I don't know when this is dropping. But shout out to my man Carlo, my Fresh State brother Eyeball. You know, he's a resident DJ, I'm a resident host. My man Carlo, part of the team, really pushing, bringing people in through the door. He also handling some of the hosting, responsibilities and shit like that. You know, that's the team. Hip Hop House is based out of Phoenix. And, man, they've been going like 5 years strong. Actually, this is the 5-year anniversary for them. So this is our first time doing it in Dago. So it's set up to be good at the AC Lounge. You can get the info at 310music.net for now. Anything I do is at 310music.net. I think if fools is like, where's his Twitter? Where's this? Where's that? 310music.net will tell you all that shit. But I mean, the truth is, it's Kahlee 310 everything. So that's easy too. But yeah, that's the newest shit, man. The Hip Hop House, the monthly.
What's the goal? What's the overall
With Hip Hop House?
Yeah.
Obvious. All right, here's a few things. I want to be one of those places where fools know that they need to perform there, whether they're in town or out of town.
I have that.
They want to be on that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because it's dope. I want something that's dope for the people that come to watch the show, even though they don't even know who's on the bill. They don't need to even know who's on the bill because they know that every time they come to a hip-hop house, it's dope. They're going to see quality shit. And if the dudes are whack, it's because they're new up-and-coming cats and they went on first or last after the headliner. Not before the headliner because they sold the most tickets or bought them and gave them away. None of that shit. I can't say politics will never play a part, but politics ain't never going to be the reason why some garbage-ass dude gets a spot that he shouldn't get. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely ain't going to be nobody rapping over their vocals and no shit like that.
Screen it before?
Not unless it's a hook or no shit. I mean, I've not got to the point where I'm pulling people that I don't know. You know what I mean? But if it gets to that point, and I'll tell them, you know, because they'll get an email that kind of tells them the deal. You know, simple shit like, you know, we don't want people doing graffiti on the fucking, you know, we're trying to minimize graffiti in the venue. So I'm at least off top, I think I'm going to bring a black book in there to kind of be like encouraging heads like, yo, hit up the black book. Please don't hit up the bathrooms and shit. Oh, y'all want to smoke? Ain't nobody tripping. Just do it around the corner. Like, don't do it in the venue or like right outside the venue. Go down the corner so they don't burn the spot. Just don't burn the spot. I'm going to do what I can. My team is going to do what we can to like make it a dope event for the community. So as the community, don't come in and fuck up the shit. Y'all want it, y'all dig it and fuck with it, then do things that help contribute to it. You know what I mean? Don't fuck it up by like smoking weed in there or right out front and the cops pull up and all of a sudden this place never did hip-hop shows. So we come in here and we do a hip-hop show and fools come in acting stupid, smoking weed at, like in the entrance and, you know, mobbing up the whole place. You know what I mean? That's just going to be a bad look on me and my team and shit.
I was when I first started
respectful.
When I first started throwing shows at the Boulevard in Woody and Boyle Heights.
Boyle Heights.
I treated it like our spot.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's our spot, it's our place, it's our residency or whatever. And I invited a few people, like the performers and stuff, and they came through that first night. And then one of the performers, I'm not gonna say his name, but he went into the restroom and wrote up all over the window. You probably still see the name, like, and it's just like, yeah, I get it, but it's like, fuck, man, like,
was it already mobbed up?
Not deep that way.
I've never been down
like
with
little
people
scratches
going and really mobbing up
like
yeah, that
they
type of
carved
shit.
it in.
Yeah, you get in the etch or a scribe spot because I'm all about the scribes. That's actually my thing. But I
don't mind that, but it's just like there.
I'm like, yo, I'll roll into your spot and look, and if there's already scribe spots, and I'll catch one, and it ain't gonna be off the one that burned it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna catch one just like everybody else. I'll do it my way, but I'm in there. But I'm not gonna go and de-virginize like a homie spot or no shit like that. That's whack as fuck. Not without asking. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's a fresh, but you know it's gonna get bad. Can I be the first one? You know what I mean? Nah, but that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? I'm not putting stickers all over some spot that doesn't have stickers on it. I mean, it depends, you know, but for the most part, if I'm coming to a venue or some shit, so this venue right here is pretty on point. And fools ain't stupid. They know that there could be graffiti and shit, but that doesn't mean we should encourage it. So what I'm trying to do instead is encourage them to mob up the book. And, you know, when the book gets full, it's only going to be a book for the event. So when the book gets full, I don't know what we're going to do with it. Give it to somebody, raffle it off. It's going to be dope because cats is going to come in. They're going to be painting. Yeah. There's always going to be, you know, special homies that come through and rock the mic. They know how to get down. You know what I mean? So they'll get down in the book. It's going to be tight, man. Really trying to do, you know, this first event, it's going to be free pizza. Every event's going to have free pizza. This first one is going to have free poke. You know, shout out, It's Raw Poke Shop there in
What
OB.
is that?
Poke is like a Hawaiian dish. It's like raw fish. I mean, it could be seared. There's different things you could do. But ultimately, it's like some fish with some seasoning, probably some soy sauce, some sesame oil, some onions and shit. Different shit. super bomb. But the way they do it, it's Raw Poke Shop. They know what's up with that, so there'll be that. There'll be some giveaways. I ain't. We'll see how the night goes, but I'm not planning on just throwing free shirts out to the crowd. I want to bring people on stage, play a little game with them and shit. You know,
everything you do has a nice presentation.
Thank you.
I've told you. I think I've told you that like many times before, but everything you do has a good delivery, from the verses to the bars weeklies to the hosting to the fucking when you sell your merch. Everything it's on point. You look a certain way. The merch looks a certain way. The merch has impressed me a lot, so much because the shirts are on fucking point. The buttons are on point. Like the stickers are on point. Like you have everything a certain way, certain like labeled a certain, you have everything just delivered nicely to the person.
It gotta be.
So exactly.
Because people are dope as fuck. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm dope, but how do I make you see me instead of all these people, or like along with all these people? If I'm not, and to be honest, it ain't even about that. That's just the way you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to be presentable and professional. Like these fools, all those things you just said, and then motherfuckers is like writing their name on a burnt CD. It's like, fools don't even listen to CDs no more. If you're gonna give them a CD, don't just scribble your fucking name on some shit. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Sometimes fools be giving, I've been given multiple occasions a CD, and that shit is all scratched up. I'm like, dog, you kidding me right now? This shit look like it's been in your backseat forever, dude. Like, and you're giving it to me? Like, this supposed to be special? You think I'm going to play this shit on a radio show? I probably can't even hear it. So I'm just, do what you got to do. But with me, I'm always trying to show somebody like, yo, man, I put time and effort into my shit. So it's more of a reason for you to check it out, man. I think you can see that it ain't going to be some garbage.
That does help when you present it a certain way, because you just come out as already like, oh, this guy knows what's up.
I'm telling you, man.
He knows what he's doing or whatever.
We used to do shows, and we'd be the only ones selling merch, and we'd be doing shows with like big headliners and shit.
Yeah.
And we had vinyl, we had CDs, we had shirts, we had, pictures and posters and shit. And fools be looking at us all crazy because all they got is like, maybe they got merch, but they got like 12-inch, and they're like fucking some big ass like legendary group. And I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing, dude? Like, this is all we have. You got like 20 albums. What the fuck are you doing? But, whatever. That's why we selling all this shit. And then sometimes, I holler at like Wild Style Technicians. We'll be doing giveaways from them. I'll set up merch selling Wild Style shirts and shit, or bandanas and sticker packs and shit like that. So across the board, man, it's just like, why shouldn't you feel like you're coming to a dope hip hop like store? Like, just because I don't have space for vendors area and shit, like, doesn't mean we can't be in there slanging shit. You know what I mean? I don't know if that made sense.
Yeah, but it made sense.
We don't have a big ass like 50 fucking tents full of people selling shit, but we're gonna be in there giving some good stuff, man. It's gonna be a good time.
With the shows and podcasts and stuff, do you ever see the end goal, or do you ever imagine the end goal? Like, where do you see the podcast in like a fucking few years? I
mean, for Status Escalate Podcast, I would definitely like to take that into a place where I can do some consulting with artists, because that's basically what I've done all my damn life. Like, that's one of the main reasons why I started Status Escalate, because I've always been consulting with artists on like what they should do, whether it's just copping merch or whether it's like launching their product or whatever. And speaking on panels, conferences and shit like that. I just know I have not only a lot of knowledge, but specific knowledge that a lot of people don't deal with. So I just have a lot to offer as far as that side of things. So I wouldn't mind seeing that going somewhere over there. I definitely want to get on some higher level because the hook on the Status Escalate is I'm bringing people on that aren't just music related guests.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing somebody who's just a really dope fucking car detailer, and he has his own business.
So very businessy.
Yeah, and I'm like talking to him about how he got to where he's at, and it's inevitable that there's going to be intersections between his success in that field and the field of hip hop. And these ideas, a lot of the way I approach hip hop and the music business have nothing to do with music. I got them from books about other things. Sometimes it's not even business at all. So automatically you're thinking outside of the box. You're coming from a different perspective. And that's the point when it comes to art, to not do something that everybody's done. And in a time where damn near everything's been done, all you have to do is put twists on them. So if you're learning information and knowledge and experience from places that are not directly related to what's already happening, it's more likely you come in with a twist. So that's kind of where I go with that. So I think there's a lot of opportunities in a radio show. Shit, I wouldn't mind being on a big network. Shit, Ski, hit me up. Nah, but I live in San Diego, so Ski, have a show from San Diego. Let me broadcast. Be real. Holla at your boy. You know what I mean?
What about the hip hop house?
As far as what, the shows and shit?
Yeah. What's that?
Fortunately, being a part of Hip Hop House means more than just doing shows in San Diego. Having a residency in Dago, I still have opportunities to perform at our, locations in Salt Lake City or Phoenix, and I don't see it staying with 3 locations. You know what I mean? I think I mentioned that they do South by Southwest, Arizona Hip Hop Festival, A3C. Hopefully they'll be on Soundset soon, or will be at Soundset. You know what I mean? Shit like that. So I see nothing but growth, and definitely picking up more locations, probably LA. That's probably makes sense, but I'm just speculating. But if we were to do that, we'd have a fucking touring route. So we'd grab people, and we already got X amount of locations that they want to hit. So we'd probably, it'd be a good look. Mm-hmm. Because this is the thing too, like people come out and they'll perform at a venue, let's say in San Diego, and these people will be like, oh, they're the ones known for grabbing all like the big acts. But their openers are always exactly the fucking, it's always them and their homies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, that's not cool. I'm sorry. That shit is not, I'm not saying that it's not cool to put your homies on every show, but the exact same homie every single show and they're the only act? You know what I mean? That shit ain't cool, even if they were dope.
Yeah, I get you.
Shit.
For a while, I was for the first few shows that I was touring for From the Soul, I was doing all the homies and stuff like that. So I was getting all the people that I knew.
Shit.
And then like it got to the point where the one on June 9th that we're gonna do, I had 15 submissions, and like it went from 0 to like 15, and it's just like holy shit, like it's starting to be the way that you described it. Like that's the place. That's the place where you should perform if you want to perform. That's the place. And I started thinking about it, like fuck. There's not many. There's shows in LA, but there's not many shows in LA. There's not that promoter anymore as much.
Yeah, I'm not out here.
Or I don't.
But it also depends what kind of music and what kind of crowd that you get. Because the thing is, like, 20 minutes away is 20 minutes away. That's a short drive. But at the same time, if that's a whole different crowd, then somebody will want to perform at both locations because they know that you as a promoter, you're going to pull this kind of crowd. And this person as a promoter is going to pull this kind of crowd. I mean, it ain't as simple as that all the time. But it's like that in Dago. You know what I mean? But the other thing is people don't really support as much sometimes. You really got to get out there and be like, hey, this shit's happening. You need to come. Or it just got to be a big name artist, like a really big name artist. So I see challenges, but at the same time, like you said, giving the people something that they can't get anywhere else, or again, like I was saying with these artists who, maybe they have money or they have opportunities or they just got hookups so they get good headliners, but their shows aren't. There's something missing. Maybe it doesn't suck, but there's something missing, man. And I'm just trying to like provide something that I think is dope as a fan. I think something that's always kept me separated from other people is that when I approach something like a product that I'm selling or just giving away, I also look at it from a fan's perspective because I'm still very much a fan.
Like, I would like this, like that type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it doesn't mean that I'm always right, but it does mean that I'm hungry to try to please people. And from that standpoint, that's what you want. You know what I mean? If I'm going somewhere, I just went to this restaurant the other day, and the fucking waitress needed to get smacked in her face, dude. I'm like, okay, asking her questions about this shit, and it's like she just wants to get through the order. And I'm like, bitch, this is my first time here. I'm asking questions. You over here acting all stupid, beatboxing and shit.
What's good here?
And
then
yeah. I'm like, well, what's spicy rice? She's like, oh, you want the spicy rice? Okay, spicy rice. I'm like, wait, bitch. I said, what is the spicy rice? I'm just asking a question. You know what I mean? Damn, you want to get through the shit because you're going on break? Like, give me somebody else. And then, so I make my order. Then she's like, oh, sorry, we're cash only. I'm like, okay, well, tell me before I spent 5 minutes. Okay, I'm leaving. I guess I can't get it. Okay, it's canceled. So I start walking out. And then as I'm walking out, I do a double take. And there's an ATM like right there. But it's like it looks like one of those digital jukeboxes with like a screen and shit. You ever seen those?
No, I don't think so.
Bottom line, the ATM was like not a regular ATM, dude. It had like this computer screen, and it was like I don't even know what A or C, but it did not look like an ATM, and I was like, oh, it's an ATM right here. Okay, well, I guess I'm getting some money out. And then she's like, oh. I'm like, I didn't know there was an ATM here. She's like, oh. Like, bitch, say something.
You fucking work here, bitch.
Suck.
You know that
you
shit.
You should have been like, ATM's right there, like something. So I'm not saying that nothing's my fault, but my point is, like,
lazy.
It doesn't have to be my responsibility to do this, and these specific things.
Yeah.
But if you're coming to my event or you're listening to my show and I know that you're here for this particular thing, I'm going to try to give you that shit the best way possible. And it doesn't mean that you're going to come in here acting all stupid and shit, but I'm also realizing that I could possibly help you more by doing this or doing that. Or, okay, maybe that there's too many acts, not enough time in between acts, or people want to dance more. Okay, well, maybe we'll do something different. Oh, people like these games we're doing, or people ain't trying to participate. Maybe we'll still do free giveaways, but maybe we'll throw them out. You know, it's just different shit. But like you said, always paying attention to how people take it in, and if you feel like you can improve, why the fuck not?
Yeah, my first two shows, I overbooked the shit out of it, and that's because I wanted my friends to be there. Like,
yeah.
And it didn't end well. I mean, I had fun, but it just didn't end well. It didn't end well, and I was just stressed out the whole night.
Fuck stress, man.
And it's just, now it's getting to the groove. Like, I got it. Like, only 6 people, and like 15, and 5 minutes in between. Just, if the guy's ready, go ahead.
Yeah,
if you're not ready, then you have 5 minutes.
When I see a lineup that doesn't have space in between the artist performing, I'm like, does that mean, so is this how much time I have? Like, how are you just going right into the next act? And some of these are bands. That means there's breakdown. Like,
oh, yeah, there's like
y'all are stupid as fuck.
Breakdown.
Like, aren't you thinking? You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
But I'm not. That ain't for me.
There's this, someone hit up the homie, and they asked him, what time do you want to, no, actually, how many songs do you want to perform? And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, how many, you have 5 songs to perform. He's like, so, like, does everybody have that, or like, how are you doing it? He's like, yeah, everybody has 5 songs to perform. So he's like, so there's no time. So let's say one person has a 7-minute song. Like, he has like fucking 30 minutes. Like,
I've been in times like that where fools is like, yo, so just do 3 songs. I'm like, 3 songs? I'm like, was that like a time? Is it like 10, 15 minutes? Like, what is 3 songs? Because I don't do full songs a lot of times. I'll do like a hook and a verse and a hook, or 2 verses and the hooks. You know what I mean? Like, I don't always do the whole shit, especially if I'm new to this crowd. Because in a 20-minute set, I could do like fucking 15 songs sometimes. You know what I mean? So I'm really giving people like a show. That's how I look at it. And then, you know, sometimes they're like, oh, okay, we'll just do 10 minutes then. And in 10 minutes, I could fit like 4 songs and like a acapella or some shit. So I'm giving them something different from everybody else on the bill. But sometimes they're like, nah, just do 3 songs. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why are you trying to limit your creative performers, dude?
What's your, after you know, the amount of shows that you've gone to, what's one of the few things that you kind of already know what to do or what to look for? Like, I got to know for sure this is straight, like the sound or like the mics,
I mean,
or like,
I wish that was easier to do, but yeah, of course. Obviously, you want the. When I roll into a spot, I'm like, okay, there's a stage, good. Nice to know there's a stage. I walk on the stage, except I have like this not superstition, but I don't know what you call it. When it's a big show that I'm not performing at, I won't walk on the stage until I'm about to perform. So like if I went to like the Observatory. I've been on the stage at the Observatory, but I'm not down to pay, and they're not down to pay me, so I haven't performed there yet. But I'm not trying to go on that stage until I am going to perform. You know what I'm saying? So there are times where I won't do that, but that's kind of separate. So I go and check out the stage. I walk around the room, especially if there's sound check, kind of just see what's going on, man, and then
you see how it sounds from the certain...
and I see where the people will be at, and kind of just like who I can see, who I can't see, and then it's different when I'm performing. You know, it's not going to be exactly how it was, but I just try to scope out the scene, and I pay attention to the people and shit. That's the most important thing. But also, one thing that's a sign for me, when I meet somebody, I'm judging everything and everybody right off top. It doesn't mean that I'm forever keeping that judgment of you, but any little thing you do, I'm thinking, why did this person do this? And maybe these are reasons why. And every other thing that you do either takes me away from that thought, like, oh, okay, maybe it was just this. Or I'm like, yeah, see, there's more reason to think he's an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Or the way people act and the way they don't get what I'm telling them, I'm like, okay, well, I can't rely on this person because they're either not paying attention to what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about that. I'll tell them, like, here's some questions I have about this show I'm about to perform. You're the person I'm supposed to speak to, and they're not answering the questions. You ever ask somebody, like, 3 questions in the email and they only answer 1? I'm like, why can't you answer the other 2 questions? Why do I got to email you 3 different times to get the, you know what I mean? So right off top, I'm like, is there somebody else I could deal with? You know?
Are you going to have 3 mics and, or let me see. Are you going to have 3 mics?
At least 2 mics. That's
or
for
at least
sure.
2 mics. And then
Gotta be at
and they
least
just
2.
respond, yes.
Yo.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Oh, I hear what you're saying.
What do you mean? I said 2 or 3. You're just saying yes.
Yeah. Or they'll just shit that you. Or if you ask more than one question, yeah, exactly. And they'll say, like, yes or no, and I'm like, yes to what?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's...
Yes
and
to
I
everything.
form my shit in, like, with a line, like, question number 1, here,
yeah,
space
I get
to
it.
answer.
Of
Question
course,
number 2, space to answer.
Of course, you deliver that as well.
Yeah, I mean, you got to, dog, because I've been through it
just
so
easier.
many times.
It's just easier.
And then when fools tell you some shit, and then it turns out they had a bunch of, like, assumptions, and I'm like... Why would you assume all these things? Like, I'm asking you questions, dude. Like, you answer these questions based off of this. You know what else I don't like? These unprofessional-ass idiots who just say yes to everything. And they don't know nothing what they're saying yes to. So I'll be like, yo, can I just grab this table from my Yeah. And then later on, hey, man, this is my table. I'm like, the fucking dude throwing the show told me I could get the table.
Yeah.
Like, it's yours? Okay, cool. But don't fucking ride on me, fool. Like, I have a reason to be on this table, and you're going to sell this bullshit anyways. Get the fuck out of here. But, you know, so that's why I don't deal with certain promoters, man. But I'm kind of, unfortunately, that's less shows that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So... But those shows tend to suck anyways.
I haven't seen you at a show until my show.
Well, the other thing is, man.
You're going to be back. You're going to be in July.
I want to perform every single time that I can, man. But the truth is, like, it's just not a good look.
Mm-hmm.
You need to, like, perform less, make more of an impact when you do perform. I mean, this formula ain't for everybody, but I feel like that's where I'm at.
I think when you're first starting out, you kind of just got
as many shows possible.
Yeah, but now after a while, you kind of like, all right.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, if I'm going to go and do your show and you ain't going to treat me right anyways, then why do your show? So I could perform in front of 15 people that I already performed in front of? Like, I mean, I'm down. I'll perform for 5 people.
It's fun.
But, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have to drive 2 hours to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to watch your punk-ass homie who's not even that good, you know, make jokes about how good he is. It's like, man, shut the fuck up. Let me go on, motherfucker. And then he the only motherfucker who's like trying not to pay attention the whole set, trying to talk to people. I see this fool walking around the whole time trying to talk to people. Yeah. Like, ain't nobody trying to talk because I'm actually doing what they came here to see. You know what I mean? And that's dope. But shut the fuck up. And then come at you, you know, not look at me, but little half-ass, like, shake my hand with, like, just his fingers and shit. Like, fool. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, I don't say thanks. I just be like, all right. You know, it's just I'm an asshole if you're an asshole to me, man. That's just what it is.
So we're nearing the end, and we've gone way over, and I dig it. I like it. I want, just because I've missed it so long, can you just rant for like a few? Yes, please.
What I mean, rant about?
Say whatever the fuck you want. This is your time.
Doing.
No. You go ahead. Go ahead. I'll give it to you right
man.
now.
What's bothering you right now? He put the mic down. I mean, I think I was doing it right then. Like, these fools who throw shows. All right, this is what I'm going to talk about. Let me flip the script for a second. Selling tickets. Sell your tickets, yo. I think that's dope. However you need to get in there. Are selling tickets the only way that you're doing shows, any shows at all? Are you selling tickets to do shows like for, I don't know, Future, probably not Future, but, you know, these mumble rap cats, but then your songs like, you know, lyrical, miracle, spiritual. It's like, dog, do you think his fans give a fuck about you? You should know for sure that the venue don't. You know what I mean? Because even though you sold all these tickets, you still got so-and-so performing after you. That shit don't make sense. Like, selling tickets hasn't been for me for like 8 years or, you know, something like that since I started and shit. But I've heard motherfuckers say, isn't selling tickets what we're supposed to go, you know, what we're working towards? Like, what the fuck are you inexperienced ass talking about? You know what I mean? Like, on a podcast. Like, this is like, he thinks he's somebody who's speaking, you know, and like an authority figure. in podcasting or in hip hop, even though he never did shit, talking about, yo, I'm an MC. Bitch, you ain't an MC, dog. Every time you do some music, don't nobody listen. So you ain't an MC. Stop talking. You got like 5 shows under your belt ever. You know what I mean? And you didn't even perform at none of them. So stop talking like you know what you're talking about. And then you out here giving stupid information, talking about, isn't selling tickets what we working towards? No, motherfucker. You working towards getting paid for your shows. So you start with free shows sometimes, or you start with selling tickets. But you ain't only selling tickets for shows. Do some free shows. You know what I mean? I guess. If you know what? This is the other thing. Fools used to be like, I performed with this person and opened up for this person, and it meant something. Nah, it don't mean shit. You could perform for damn near anybody in the world, and I'm just like, did you sell tickets? And they'll be like, yeah, I sold like 1,000 tickets for like $20 each. I'm like, all right. So, you know, I got a bridge I want to sell you. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't I mean, what the fuck, dude? It don't mean nothing. You cheapen the fucking game. So now it's like people I wanted to perform with back in the day. It's like I'm still down to perform with them, but it don't mean as much no more because fucking Joe Blow, who started rapping 2 weeks ago, who got a bunch of homies, you know what I mean, could open up for that same person and do it after me. I got to open. I'm opening for Joe Blow. You know what I mean? Fuck that. But at the same time, I'm ranting because you asked me to, but there's only so much that I, as the person who's not willing to sell tickets, can complain because I need to work out, you know, however my thing is. So in the end, it's like, it's ultimately my responsibility, and that's why I do shit like podcasts and Bars Weekly and music with people I think is dope and, you know, throw my own shows. So, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this whole thing. If ain't nobody showing you respect, you could be mad, but while you're mad, go ahead and just build your own fucking foundation because ain't nobody going to do it for you. And if they do, they're going to pull it right out under your feet the second you look like you're going to try to change, you know, what you want to do and shit. Now they don't got no soldier on their team. All of a sudden, here comes the fucking shit out from under your feet. You know what I mean? But anyways. Hey,
do it your fucking self.
Is that enough for
Yo,
you?
No,
God
it's
damn,
enough.
I
Yes.
didn't know what the hell to say.
I've missed it. I haven't heard you do that.
It's hard when it's just you, man.
I
You wasn't feeding my flame.
I wasn't. I thought I knew you could go for like 2 hours. That's why. I don't want to hear it for 2 hours. 3 minutes was enough.
Did we hear it for 2 hours? How long have we been doing this?
An hour, 25 minutes or so. It was great. You did a really good job. I don't know if you're used to this whole podcasting thing, but you know,
I've been on a couple shows. That's dope. That's nice to hear. Appreciate it.
Anything you want to say, plug any of that
310music.net. I mean, I make music. My last single that I dropped was Stick 'em Up B-Boy shit, that first track I rocked.
Whoop.
And you should go and get that. It's free. SoundCloud if you want to go direct or whatever. But 310music.net got all the music links, all the video links. Twitter, Instagram, I guess Snapchat, I ain't fucked with that in a minute, but all that shit is Kahlee 310 or 310music.net or barsweekly.com.
Hey.
Yeah, you know, Status Escalate Podcast. If you fuck with audiobooks or haven't yet, you should. I think this shit's dope. Audibletrial.com/SEP. Audibletrial.com/SEP. You should fuck with Audible. It's free, and you get a free book. You know, you just got to cancel. And I get money out of that.
Hey.
You know?
Everybody likes money.
I fuck with a PR dude. Y'all want some PR shit? Go to Status Escalate Podcast. That's kind of where I got the name from. I mean, I knew the song already, but, you know, I started working with this dude. I was like, man, that's a good-ass fucking name, boy. It's like, yo, can I use a name? You want to do a partnership thing? He was like, I don't want to do a partnership thing, but go ahead and use the name. I was like, all right. But, you know, he got his thing. So his packages, if you go to him, tell him you heard about it through me. StatusEscalate.com. Just tell him that Kahlee sent you. He'll give you half off, and I get a little change. So these are all ways to support me if you fuck with me. You know what I mean? And I'm saying. What else is there? Status Escalate Podcast Platform Collection.com. You know, if you want to submit music to be played on Proof of Life, I made it kind of confusing, but hopefully you could get it. It's proofofliferadio@gmail.com. So that's how you submit music. And don't send me no old shit. Don't send me no singing shit. And don't send me no rough shit. Yeah, you know, so just send me some hip hop. You can sing, ain't it?
You can't send.
I'm just saying, don't send me like a R&B song. You know what I'm saying?
You can't send "Shine Through the Sky" rough mix 343.
Yo, you would think that they shouldn't, but they definitely do. But yeah, don't do that. That's a way to not get for me to ignore your fucking email every time you send it. Exactly. And even more importantly, if I don't play the shit, don't keep asking me if I heard it. You You know what I mean? Like, don't make it awkward for both of us, and don't put yourself in a position where I have to tell all my friends that he's a weirdo. Because most of my friends are people you're gonna send shit to anyways. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I want to get on this podcast. Yo, I want to get on this show. Like, I'll tell everybody that you're a fucking weirdo, dog. Stop it. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm telling the truth. I'm lying. I'm lying about
I'm so
lying.
happy that you got on the episode. This has been pretty fresh. I hope you've had
it's pretty fresh. Yeah.
I hope you had a good time. I love your
doubt.
ranting. I love your podcast, Status Escalate Podcast. You have Proof of Life Radio. I feel like you're gonna have another one, but who the fuck knows? Maybe not soon. No. Maybe next year. Bars Weekly, barsweekly.com.
Go there.
Platformcollection.com.
Mm-hmm.
Kahlee 310.
Fresh State. He said Kahlee though. I don't know
Kahlee
who that is.
310. Kahlee
Kahlee 310.
Kahlee 310.
Trey Dunn.
Kahlee 310. Kahlee 310.
Yep.
It's great. You ready?
Yep. Oh yeah, I thought it was over. All right, so this is the homie Evidence on the beat. Believe it or not, like, he actually gave me permission to use the beat. Unlike these motherfuckers who be like, here go like a song produced by Madlib or Dilla. Okay, you say so. This is some bars, check it. Yeah. See, Ab hit me with a beat. Watch me chop it up, rolling in plays. The West most known for smashing the stage. Gorilla Kahlee out the gutter alley, grinding with them Nick bags, packing the brass knucks. Years later, still rocking them chucks. That's what's up for my brother and folks. The left coast, no joke. Stay in the pocket like Ben Frank stacks in the smoke. Murder the drama, Madonna, my Johanna, school of piranha. Shred your body with Shinobi katanas. Top dog holler, if not, still love. Got a for real flow. Couple chicks in 6'9", do it without a dildo. Mona Lisa, the feature, the student became the teacher. Like a Lord of the Rings, I'm action without the film roll. Southern Cali stallion, thoroughbred on the track. The max dosage, fly quotes, light boats, who high voltage. If you the chemist cooking up dope in the lab, Kylie's the coke in the bag. Combination gon' be explosive.
Somebody
The homie D-Fi on the cuts. We was at the show, I probably had you with your hands up high, saying some shit.
I was killing shit, they must got word.
They heard I was killing shit.
Somebody should have warned you.
I'm taking over this year. Here go another verse for y'all. Think it's only two, listen.
Heard I was killing shit, they
Yeah,
must
believe
got
me when I
word.
say I've been through it. Lost my brother, my best friend, so I know what hell is like. Moved from dark to the light. It's been too long, I figured it's time. Not a coincidence that suddenly my stars are aligned. Press reset on my mind. A new man and I'm blessed. I only follow the left of my chest, and so far my plans of success. Focus on the top glass, champagne pyramid tip. How it overflows to the rows below is a trip. That's real shit. And with a wife and kids coming, priority shift. Youngin', so you slow on my flow. Commence running, been better than most these kiddies with punk gimmicks to begin with. So I ain't switching, I'm spitting a life this guy giving, not a manufactured faker. I ain't taking action later, now or never. Put it all on the line. You say I'm out of my mind. To me, it's life, that's the only way to live it. You know me, you know I say what I want, and I go and get it. Yeah.
Somebody should have warned you.
Get your head flown 3 blocks. God damn it.
Heard I was killing shit, they must got word.
Somebody should have warned
They
you.
should have. I'm taking over this. They probably let you do it because they wanted to laugh at you in the outcome. They probably knew me. It probably happened to them first. It's your man Kahlee. Peace to the colleagues. Slap my hand, motherfucker. That was pretty fresh.